Anyone considering themselves a superfan of their favourite celebrity will naturally want to know as much about them as possible. When questioned about certain aspects of the celebrities' lives, they'll want to appear as if they are experts and won't want to be found lacking in knowledge. For that reason, they'll be sceptical about reports on an internet gossip site of a supposed feud with another star, for example. They will want more reliable sources, such as official biographies, to confirm things. If superfans of celebrities will take the time to verify information that they are given, then superfans of Jesus really should do so. To get the full truth about anyone you don't know, you need to read things like their official biographies, and Jesus's can only be found in the Bible. It's obvious from this that we need to understand one of the simplest characteristics of Jesus. Was he part of God, or a separate entity with his own thoughts and free will? I'm not going to read all the Bible references out in full, but please take the time to look them up yourselves. Don't just take my word for it. Let's consider some of the basic answers. A few of my friends have always pointed out that the Bible makes little sense to them, as God is immortal, as per 1 Timothy 1:17. Yet in the form of Jesus, he dies. Immortal beings do not die. Romans 5 verse 10 states that we as sinners are only acceptable to God due to the death of Jesus. So if God is immortal, he couldn't die, which would mean we are not acceptable to him, and the life of those trying to follow Jesus would be futile. 1 Corinthians 15 verse 14. Why would the Bible declare followers of Jesus futile? Secondly, if Jesus and God are the same being, then why does Jesus pray to God in the Garden of Gethsemane, as in Matthew 26? Why does Jesus pray to God at all, in fact? God is clearly omnipotent as well as immortal, as outlined in the Old Testament, Jeremiah 32:17. Why would an omnipotent being pray to himself to stop himself from dying a painful death? He could just stop it himself. It doesn't add up. There are a lot of other verses where Jesus clearly makes a distinction between himself and his Father. In Mark 10:18, Jesus says, "Why do you call me good? No one is good but one, that is God." John 14 verse 28 has him saying, "My Father is greater than I." How can one and the same person declare that they are greater than themselves? Matthew 27 verse 46 is the well-known phrase, my God, why have you forsaken me?" If the two are one, it would translate as, me, why have you forsaken me? Most powerfully, in Mark 13:32 it is said, "But of that day and hour no one knows, not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father." If the Father and the Son are the same, and they don't know the hour of judgment, then there's clearly something seriously wrong with the plan. I'd also like to look at the verse that most people would say make Jesus and God the same being. John 10 verse 30 states simply, "I and my Father are one." Taken out of context, it could mean literally that. But seeing I've explained why it's impossible that they are both the same, what does it mean? It simply means that they share characteristics and have a close bond. After all, Genesis 2 verse 24 states that when a man and a woman get married, they become one flesh. In reference to another Genesis, Phil Collins mentioned in his 1980s song that he and his girlfriend were two hearts living in just one mind. Just as in the Bible, Phil Collins doesn't mean that they are literally the same person. It is both an ancient and a modern description, two people being the same. It's never literal. Another set of verses that may be interpreted as describing God and Jesus as one are the opening verses of John's Gospel. That could be a massively long video in itself, and this video is supposed to be a bite-sized one. Nevertheless, please do ask us for a web link or an email explanation as to why the word referenced by John is indeed words and not a person. We will happily provide them for you. In fact, if you have any questions about this, or any other Bible topic, please don't be slow in getting in touch with us. Thanks for watching.